of you once again to come and assemble. We are going to start the function very shortly. Engineer graduated out of SIT, please keep us informed.
Ladies and gentlemen, there would be a talk by Lieutenant Colonel Swami, who will talk on the opportunities for graduates in the Indian Armed Forces. This will happen at Civil Seminar Hall. So all of you all who are interested to either your wards or yourself, you want to join the Armed Forces, you can please attend this seminar. It is at 2:30 p.m. Civil Seminar Hall.
Pranam is the Hindi word. The English or substitute is
May I request all of you to come and assemble, please. Please take your seats. His Holiness has arrived and we are going to start the proceedings. Please take your seats. Ladies and gentlemen, please come and take your seats. May I humbly request all of you to come and assemble, please. All of you who are standing in the back, please come closer.
You please announce Jyoti Ganesh to come and occupy the dais.
ಹರನ ಕರುಣೋ ದಯದ ತೀರದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಗು ತೆರೆಯುವ ಹೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ವೇದಘೋಷದ ದಿವ್ಯ ಲಹರಿಯು ಮನವ ತೊಳೆಯಲು ಮೆಲ್ಲಗೆ ಬರುವ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರು ಪಾದುಕೆಯ ದನಿ ಅನುಕರಣೀಯವಾಗಲು ಮೌನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗೆಯ ನೆಲವು ಜಲವು ನಮಿಸಿ ನಿಲ್ಲುವುದು ಸುಮ್ಮಗೆ. ಭಿಕ್ಷೆ ಹೊರಟಿದೆ ಜಂಗಮದ ಜೋಳಿಗೆ ಲಕ್ಷ ಜನಗಳ ಪೊರೆದಿದೆ. ತೀರ್ಥವಾಗಿದೆ ಭಕ್ತರಿಗೆ, ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ಬುದ್ಧೆಗೆ. ಬಂದ ಹಣತೆಗೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಬತ್ತಿಯ ದೀಪ್ತಿದಾನವ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ರಕ್ಷೆಯಾಗಿದೆ ಮುಗಿಲನೇರಿದ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ರೆಕ್ಕೆಯ ಹಾಗಿದೆ. ಸದ್ದುಗದ್ದಲ ವಿರದ ಸಾಧನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗದ್ದುಗೆ ಏರಿದೆ. ಕಾಯಕವೇ ಕೈಲಾಸವೆಂಬ ಮಾತುಕೃತಿಯೊಳು ಮೂಡಿದೆ. ಕಾವಿಯುಡುಗೆಯ ನುಟ್ಟು ನವವೇ ಕಿರಣ ಹಸ್ತವ ಚಾಚಿದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನವರೆನ್ನುವ ಭಾವದ ಕರುಣೆಯೇ ಕಣ್ತೆರೆದಿದೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಸುಂದರ ತಪೋಭೂಮಿ ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗೆಯ ಮಹಾತಪಸ್ವಿ, ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಆರಾಧ್ಯ ದೈವ, ಕಾಯಕ ಯೋಗಿ, ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಶ್ರೀ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸುತ್ತಾ, offering my humble pranamas on the lotus feet of His Holiness Sri Sri Siddhalinga Swamigalu, respect and revered dignitaries, members of the staff, professors, teaching staff, and the delegates, all the alumni who have arrived all over who have come all the way from different places, and of course all over the globe, and my young students. Alumni are found to work as catalytic agents to enhance innovation in the culture of alma mater. No institution in the world has ever grown well to its dream without the support of alumni. Indian institutes do not stand high in the world, mainly because they have not yet fully harnessed the creativity of alumni, uplifting the institutional performances. Alumni are important stakeholders of college. They are termed as ambassadors. They are lifelong members of this institution. They work in diverse fields and at various geographical locations. They are a great force by virtue of their wisdom, innovation, and ideas. However, an alumnus force in most of the Indian colleges and universities today is disconnected, lying scattered, unutilized, and wasted. With having realized the same, Siddhaganga Institute of Technology, celebrating its golden jubilee from its inception, and to complement and commemorate the same, in particular to offer our respectful tribute to His Holiness Dr. Sri Shivakumara Mahaswamigalu, and also to honor and give our respects to our mentors and the staff members who have served the institution from the last 50 years. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at that occasion of celebration of Golden Jubilee of SIT and this Golden Alumni Meet. May I start the proceedings with the invocation by Kumari Sharanya of 4th semester, Kumari Akshata 4th semester, Monisha from 6th semester, and Chandana.
जगदीश सुदीश भवेश विभो जगदीश सुदीश भवेश विभो परमेश परात्पर पूतपीत जगदीश सुदीश भवेश विभो परमेश परात्पर पूतपीत प्रणतं पतितं पथ बुद्धिबलं प्रणतं पतितं पथ बुद्धिबलं जनतारणतारय तापितकं जनतारणतारय तापितकं जगदीश सुदीश भवेश विभो मम जीवन वीण मिमं पतितं मम जीवन वीण मिमं पतितं मरुघोरघुवी असुमीरमहो मम जीवन वीण मिमं पतितं मरुघोरघुवी असुमीरमहो करुणाब्धि चलो निजलानिलयं करुणाब्धि चलो निजलानिलयं जनतारणतारय तापितकं जनतारणतारय तापितकं जगदीश सुदीश भवेश विभो भवकारक नारक हारक हे भवकारक नारक हारक हे भवतारक पातक गारक हे भवतारक पातक गारक हे हर शंकर किंकर कल्मजयं हर शंकर किंकर कल्मजयं जनतारणतारय तापितकं जनतारणतारय तापितकं जगदीश सुदीश भवेश विभो परमेश परात्पर पूतपीत प्रणतं पतितं पथ बुद्धिबलं प्रणतं पतितं पथ बुद्धिबलं जनतारणतारय तापितकं जनता
Sri Siddhaganga Education Society. I also submit my devotional pranams at the lotus feet of His Holiness Shri Shri Siddhalinga Swamiji, our revered Vice President. Our institute, SIT, has completed 50 years of glorious existence and illustrious service in the field of technical education and management, and we are celebrating the academic year 2013 and 14 as the Golden Jubilee year of the institute. Our proud alumni have decided to hold the first global alumni meet in the Golden Jubilee year of the institute, and today we have assembled here for the inauguration of Golden Jubilee Global Alumni Meet. You must have seen and heard of alumni of other institutions organized global meet within the country or abroad by spending lavishly. But our alumni have organized this global meet with a unique and novel theme, Guru Vandana to His Holiness Dr. Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, and offering respects to their mentors, former and present principals, faculty and staff members. And this is a special function, and to my knowledge, it is nowhere held. Hearty congratulations to all our alumni for having organized this Golden Global Alumni Meet. Dr. Sri Shivakumar Swamiji, our revered president, is a busy personality. As we all know, has shouldered the responsibility of providing food, shelter and education to about 10,000 poor students of all faiths and communities in the Siddhganga Gurukula. Although Sri Siddhganga Gurukula is called as Virashaiva Lingayat Gurukula, only about 2,500 students belong to this caste, and the rest belong to all the castes. Even there are Muslim and Christian students. In the Gurukula, all the students pray together, dine together, and live together, and the Gurukula is a secular institution in its true meaning. Sri Swamiji works 18 hours a day, even at the age of 106 years. Swamiji's daily itinerary starts from 2:30 a.m. with reading, meditation, and puja. Swamiji comes to his office at 6 a.m. Sri Swamiji looks after the affairs of more than 125 educational institutions. Also, Swamiji receives thousands of pilgrims and devotees every day. After attending to this course of works, as mentioned above, Sri Swamiji retires for the day at 10:30 p.m. Despite busy schedule, Sri Swamiji has kindly agreed to grace this ceremony and bless all of us today. Even Jatra is going on in Siddhganga Mutt. Lot of devotees are waiting in the Mutt. In spite of that, Swamiji has made it convenient to grace this function and bless all of us today. On behalf of all of us and all our alumni, I extend the most reverential welcome to His Holiness Dr. Sri Shivakumara Swamiji. Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji, our revered Vice President, Sri Siddhganga Education Society, has been ardent follower of his Guru and mentor Dr. Sri Shivakumara Swamiji, and he is also busy in sharing the responsibility of the mammoth work going on at Sri Siddhganga Gurukula. In spite of busy schedule, Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji has kindly agreed to grace this occasion and bless all of us today. On behalf of all of us, I extend the most devotional welcome to His Holiness Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji. When we extended invitation to respected Ashok Keniji, Managing Director, Nandi Infrastructure Corridor Enterprises Limited, Bangalore, to inaugurate the SIT Global Alumni Meet, he has kindly consented to inaugurate the function and also agreed to deliver the inaugural address. It is our good fortune to have respected Ashok Keniji, a dynamic personality, for this function. Sir, I thank you profusely for having accepted our invitation. Sir, we are really honored by your presence, and I extend a very hearty welcome to you, sir. It gives me great pleasure in extending a very warm welcome to respected Christopher, outstanding scientist and director, Center for Airborne Systems, CAPS, DRDO, Bangalore, who is also a well-wisher of SIT, who has agreed to be the chief guest for this function. I extend him a very warm welcome. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a very hearty welcome to Dr. M.N. Channabasappa, our respected director, who has agreed to preside over this inaugural function. I have great pleasure in extending a very warm welcome to Sri M.A.M.R. Muttaya, Managing Director, Chettinad Group, and proud alumnus of SIT, who has kindly accepted to be the chief guest. With immense pleasure, I extend a very hearty welcome to Sri YSBK Vasudeva Rao, Managing Director, Narayanpur Power Company Limited, Bangalore, and proud alumnus of SIT, who has consented to be the guest of honor for this function. It is with pleasure I extend a warm welcome to Sri M. Nagraj, Chairman Global Alumni Meet Steering Committee, Dr. Sojan Lal, Executive Chairman, advisors, members of Steering Committee of Global Alumni Meet. It gives me immense pleasure in extending a very warm welcome to the members of Sri Siddhganga Education Society, Board of Management, the Governing Council and Academic Council members of SIT and invitees. Our alumni have come from far-off places within the country and from abroad, and this shows their love and affection towards their alma mater, SIT. I extend a very special and cordial welcome to our distinguished alumni and their family members. Whenever we send invitations for press meet, our friends from electronic and
engineers across the globe. People are serving in different nations and in all disciplines of not only engineering, all disciplines of life also. Now, this alumni meet, our chairman of steering committee, Global Alumni Meet Steering Committee, Mr. M. Nagraj, he is also president of the Bangalore chapter, will address and will brief about this great occasion.
Good morning. At the outset, I would like to offer my pranams at the holy feet of Dr. Sri Shukumar. Dr. Mr. Muttaya, Mr. Vasudeva Rao, Dr. Channabasappa, Dr. Shikumaraya, Basurajaya, Shishi Kumar, and other dignitaries on the dais, and fellow SITians, family members, present and former faculty and staff members, and my friends from the media. You all know by this time, in 1963, SIT was started and has now completed 50 years of its existence. It has so far produced more than 35,000 graduates. The SIT Alumni Association started in 1999 under the guidance of Dr. M.N. Channapaspa, then principal and the present director of the institute. So far, Siddhganga Institute of Alumni Association, in short it is called SITA, has conducted 15 meetings at TUMKUR and about 13 meetings at Bangalore. Thousands of alumni have participated in these meetings wherever it was held. There are annual meets held in other places also. Recently, in August 2013, Kerala chapter celebrated its silver jubilee meet at Cochin. The UAE chapter celebrated third global meet along with regular annual meets. It is reported that USA chapter, Hyderabad chapter also arrange meets regularly. The founder president of SITA, Professor Shishi Kumar, mentor of SITA, Mr. Basurajaya, Professor M.N. Channabasappa, have all attended these meetings and guided the Sita to draw certain objectives. Some of the outcomes of the objectives are alumni students knowledge exchange program were held in the campus, wherein many students have interacted with alumni regarding career development, current technologies, industrial development, etc. Alumni Dr. Sojan Lal, Mr. Bhaskar Rao, Mr. Santosh, Adinarayan, and others helped in conducting this program. Sita has taken initiative to honor the rank holders. Sita has also taken action to honor the retired professors and faculty members along with the distinguished alumni on annual meet. And so far, 17 alumni have instituted gold medal through Sita. Sita is trying to build a corpus fund for the merit scholarships, and Kerala chapter has come forward to donate about 1 lakh so far. Many alumni are helping in framing this curriculum, in placement, and also in training. During alumni meet at Bangalore in March 2005, it was decided to construct an alumni building in the SIT campus. Accordingly, an alumni building called as Continuing Education Center, which is now treated as a guest house also, with 55 well-furnished rooms, a dining hall, a lounge, and a conference hall, total costing about 3.7 crores was built. And today many alumni are staying in this building. Only few alumni have contributed to an extent of 20 lakhs, out of which Mr. Vasudev Rao, the present chief guest, has donated 10 lakhs for this cause. Give him a big hand. And 2 rooms have named in his name. And there are 53 rooms for which we are looking for donors. I hope many donors will come forward to take up this opportunity to put their names in front of the rooms. Room will be named after any alumni donating more than 5 lakhs. I hope after today's inaugural program, many alumni are willing to present their memories and also about the college, about the successful stories of their life, etc. That session will continue today afternoon and also tomorrow morning. And Sita is extremely happy to announce that our guests of honor, Mr. Muttaya and Mr. Vasudeva Rao, are our SITians and achievers, and who are going to speak tomorrow or probably today afternoon. There are many more achievers, but we were not able to get in touch with them. Though there are 35,000 SITians, but we do not have everyone's contact details. We request all the alumni who are present today to share more details about their friends so that we can have a database. In the next occasion, we can invite everyone and we can go for better activities. With the efforts of the director, dean, principal, faculty, and many alumni friends, we are able to manage this program, and many SITians have supported financially, morally, and physically by attending this meet. I thank one and all on behalf of Sita. Sita has recognized the services of first principal of this institute, late Professor G.S. Shivanna, who has toiled to build this institution from the scratch. That is why this convention hall is named after him. At the end, I am forced to bring to your kind notice that the SITA has decided to construct a SITA convention hall in the SIT campus on the northwest corner of this stadium, to commemorate this 50 years Golden Jubilee Global Alumni Meet. By this time, you have witnessed the plans and views of the convention hall, which is proposed for construction in this campus. It has been displayed on the outside of this convention hall. If you have not seen, please go and see, have a look at it, and then think about it. The cost is expected to be around 8.5 crores, and it will be a state-of-the-art convention hall with a seating capacity of 2,500. It is planned to start to work as soon as the 50% of the amount is collected from the donors, because this is a suggestion given by Mr. Vasudev Rao. So therefore, as soon as the function is over, we cannot start unless we collect the 50% of the amount. SITA has decided to collect the contribution only from SITians. It is proposed to engrave the names of the donors on the granite cladding, which will be fixed on the walls of the lobby area of the convention hall. The revenue generated from the hall will be utilized for fulfilling the objectives of the SITA. SITA requests all alumni to donate generously for these projects. With these few words, I once again thank all the SITians who have come from 16 countries and also from all over India to reach this place, that too in Saturday, that too in summer, without even having holidays. Many people have applied holidays and are attending this program. So I thank one and all, and I make everyone to enjoy the next 2 days here in this campus and have a glimpse of you, this global meet, and come back to us with your donation. Thank you.
Sir, thank you for those wonderful briefing of this great occasion. Mr. Nagaraj was the person to conceive this global alumni meet idea. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big round of applause for Mr. Nagaraj for the efforts he has endeavored for this great occasion. May I now request Mr. Ashok Keni, Managing Director of Nandi Infrastructure Corridor Enterprises, to inaugurate this occasion. May I request all of you to stand up. Thank you, the dignitaries. Yeah. Filmmaking is a powerful media, and that too making a documentary to evidence the great facts and figures about this institution and to bring to the notice of the globe about this Siddhaganga Institute of Technology, which has an illustrious career of 50 years. Mr. Divakar and Mr. Renuka Prasad, alumni of SIT, they have planned to, contribute on the lotus feet of His Holiness Dr. Shivakumar Mahaswamigalu, a documentary film. May I humbly request His Holiness to release the CD cassettes of this. ಪರಮ ಪೂಜ್ಯ ಶಿವಕುಮಾರ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಭಕ್ತಿಪೂರ್ವ ಪ್ರಣಾಮಗಳು. ಮೇ ಐ ನೌ humbly request His Holiness Sri Sri Siddhalinga Mahaswamigalu to release the 7th year to commemorate this global alumni meet. ಸಿದ್ಧಲಿಂಗ ಮಹಾಸ್ವಾಮಿಗಳವರ ಪಾದಾರವಿಂದಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಸಮರ್ಪಣೆಗಳು. As you know, Swamiji has always got hectic schedule. There are millions of people for whom he is serving. So now may I request His Holiness to address us and give us his blessings.
Sri Ashok Jain, Managing Director, Nandi Infrastructure, Current Enterprise Limited, Bangalore. Dr. S. Christopher, Outstanding Scientist and Director, Center for Airborne Systems, DRDO, Bangalore. Distinguished Elements, Sri M. Muthaya, Managing Director, Chaitanya Group, Chennai. Under distinguished elements, Sri Y.S. V.K. Vasadeva, Managing Director, Maranapur Public Company, Private Limited, Bangalore. More than 1,500 women and members of their families from all over India and abroad are participating in this big event. Faculty, staff, and service of society, it gives me immense pleasure to participate in the inaugural session of this global alumni meet. I am also very happy to see the enthusiasm of our alumni in organizing this unique global meet in a professional way. Alumni are very important for an education institution because every alumni is a brand ambassador for the institution. On this occasion, I am able to recall circumstances under which we have started this institution of 1963. The season of TUMKUR approached Srinagar with a request to start an engineering college in TUMKUR. Restaurant legislation at which time was permanently rural were not getting seats in the very few engineering colleges. The state, 2 colleges, Bangalore and South Suratkal, 3 colleges, 1 each, Bangalore, Mysore and Manipur. Our college, which was started in 1963, was temporarily located Siliganga High School building, Siddharamanna Hospital, Champanya Hospital and Bishop Road, were used to accommodate engineering students. The founder principal, Professor D.S. Sivanam, vice principal, Professor M. J. Kanayappa, did their best to make you comfortable both in these classrooms and hostels. Luckily, we had sufficient land for building the requested civil structure. Thanks to Sri M. E. Chopra, who generously donated 35 acres of land where your education now with the college. There was no SET at that time. The number of courses to be started and number of students to be admitted, the age curves was monitored by only state government and the university, that was University University. The college started 3 courses, civil, electrical, and mechanical. We got students not only from Karnataka, but also from the neighboring states of Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra, Maharashtra, and also Gujarat. But the revenue was so generated, the first academic building to put up was the stone building with chemistry and physics departments are in present. By the year 1991, the institute ran 8 UG programs, another PhD program with an initial of 600 students. The college building phase, the students were good enough to put up the simultaneous classrooms and hostels for students at the year 1995. There was no campus equipment, faculty. Maybe this was a boon in this case. Large number of students from that period have become experienced and just job givers. We find that in spite of certain difficulties you might have faced during your stay in society, your love and respect for your alma mater have remained very high. My appreciation of you in this contest is also vast. प्रथमयसि पीतं त्वयमल्पं स्मरन्तः श्रीसंहितभारा नारिकेलनरणं जनमृतकल्पं यद्राजीवितान्तं नैकपरं साधवो विस्मरन्ति. Coconut trees remembering the little water they consumed at your engage gave throughout their lifetime, not star like the potter people to be carrying, faith in their nurse. Good people never forget this help whose small they rescued. However, many are good people, and hence they remember their formator with love and respect. Such a university recognition 1994, it was our aim to apply for the competition for various programs. Starting from 2004, all our programs got accreditation. For 3 years, 5 years, we are only ready to provide the accommodation second, third round. The policy of dependent faculty for PhD, financial support for 3 to 4 years. They are present. The usual faculty paid degrees of only 3 in 1991, and the dozen and the business faculty are invitation for PhD and date. With all these employments, our college competed for World Bank support, TUT grants. We got 7 crores in phase first, 4 crores in phase second. We also got 5 crores for the establishment of Center of Excellence in Appreciate as one of the 4 private colleges across the country to get CO grant. Our college is ranked as one of the top 5 colleges in the state of Karnataka. While wishing you good success for the Golden Jubilee Global Meet, I wish you to note the following points which may be useful to you. Whether you are an employee or an employer, do not stop learning. Keep your lifestyle simple. It's a good practice to care for good present pairs. It's an investment for the future. Do not run after money. Remember the Kayaka and Dasa concept of the 7 business for you and family members.
Friends, Swamiji has to leave for the mutt with his busy schedule. In fact, I was not in a position to come because we requested in the morning, again at 10 o'clock, and he made up his mind to come here and grace this occasion for about half an hour. So with all your permissions and with the permission of our Sita, we just wanted to submit our pranamas and allow him to go.
I request all of you to stand. Kerala Alumni Chapter is very active. They are presenting a small memento to express their gratitude to His Holiness Dr. Sri Sri Shivakumara Mahaswamigalu.
For the information of the delegates, on behalf of Sita, we are contributing about 5 lakhs for the rural development of the mutt. And the check will be issued to Swamiji tomorrow.
May I request all of you to be seated? The proceedings will continue now. Please be seated, all of you. May I request all the delegates to be seated, please. Mr. Ashok Keni, Managing Director of Nandi Infrastructure Corridor Enterprises, has just inaugurated this global alumni meet, and I'm sure all of you would like to know more about Mr. Keni and his enterprising activities. He is doing a lot of service to humankind, and that too his focus on developing infrastructure is a thing to be commended. Now to introduce Mr. Ashok Keni to the august audience, I would humbly request Mr. Rame Gowda, 1967 batch alumni. Mr. Rame Gowda, he is one of the chief architects, and he has donated as well as taken active participation in making this wonderful function. He was a rank student during his college days. He has secured ranks in his career, and he is a retired engineering chief from Bengaluru Bruhat Mahanagarapalike. Ladies and gentlemen, please give me a big hand to introduce Mr. Ashok Keni to all of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, offering reverential salutation at the lotus feet of His Holiness Shri 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 Shivakumara Swamiji and Shri 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 Siddhalinga Mahaswamiji. It is proud to Siddhganga Institute of Technology Alumni Association to introduce Mr. Ashok Keni to this August gathering. Mr. Ashok Keni, the man of vision who belongs to engineering fraternity and who believes in Kayakave Kailasa, that is, work is worship. Mr. Ashok Keni was born in a benevolent family of village called Kenny Ranzol, going by his ancestral name in Bidar district of North Karnataka. His benevolent family, who were known to lend not only to villagers to provide basic communities, but also legend as it that they were donors to the then Royal Nizams of Hyderabad. Mr. Ashok Kine did his schooling in St. Joseph, engineering degree in Surathkal Engineering College, and master's degree in Worcester Polytechnic, USA. Ashok Kine, after his master's degree, he was associated in implementing number of major projects in USA. To mention few, fiber optic cable work between Washington DC and Jacksonville, about 1,250 kilometers in a record time of 3 months. Second one, people move over transit system in Detroit. Third one, transatlantic fiber network between New York City and Los Angeles. Later, Mr. Ashok Kine has floated his own company in USA called Saab Engineering and Constructions and Railway System Design, which was a roaring success in USA. US administration, recognizing Kine's contribution, honored him with Outstanding Businessman of the Year of Minority Community Award in the year 1987. This award was given by none other than the then US President, Mr. Ronald Reagan. Behind these projects and many more is a man now familiar to the people of Karnataka, the man behind Bangalore-Mysore Infrastructure Corridor, that is BMIC. But the first project in Karnataka by Mr. Ashok Kine was bypass road near Dharwad. Mr. Ashok Kine is known for charity. In fact, in one of the function, I was the eyewitness in the inaugural function where Mr. Ashok Kine has built a hostel at his own cost, costing about 5 crores, and dedicated that hostel building to Adi Chanchanagiri Mahasamsthana Mata, where about 1,000 students are staying today in the hostel, which is very near to my house in the Mahalakshmi layout of Bangalore city. To conclude, Mr. Ashok Kine, a man of vision, a philanthropist, a legislator, lover of sports and culture, all the more the man with humanity. At the same time, he is brave and courageous to the fact that he fought record number of 336 High Court cases and 3 Supreme Court cases and won all the cases. It is proud to Siddhganga Institute of Technology Alumni Association to have Mr. Ashok Kine with us today. All the alumni are requested to give him a big hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ramaigoda, for that wonderful introduction of the great warrior, Mr. Ashok Kine. I'm sure all of you are as much enthusiastic as I am to listen from Mr. Kine. My humbly request Mr. Kine to address and deliver his inaugural address of this august occasion. Please put your hands together for Mr. Ashok Kine. Ladies and gentlemen.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಾನು ಸಿದ್ಧಗಂಗಾ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿದ ಅಲುಮ್ನಾಯ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿದ್ದು ಬೌಂಡ್ಲೆಸ್ ಲವ್, ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಬ್ಲೆಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಸಿಂಗಲ್ ಪೋರ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ಬಾಡಿ. ಸೊ Siddhganga Mutt is within my blood stream, every single hair of my body and everything, because he is the walking God. Swamiji tam speech nallandru, all our alumni are good people and hence they remember their alma mater with love and respect. Swamiji, that is not true. They have become good alumni because of your goodness and your vision and your blessings. Because Swamiji was, you can just visualize this. When this college started, 63, we had just been defeated by the Chinese. They walked all over us, humiliated a country of crores of people. And then Nehru got sick. And people used to say, what happens after Nehru? They're crying. There's no motivation at all to do anything in the vision of the society had collapsed. The motivation was collapsed. And that time, Swamiji decided to build the engineering college, to build the future generation. He was looking at the vision in future. And now, the 32,000 people have graduated from here. They're probably every nook and corner of the world, they're spreading the word of Swamiji and they're working. Okay, this is the greatness of the Swamiji. The greatness is not the towers you build like we see Ambani's building is, somebody says 600 crores or somebody says 1,600 crores, somebody says 4,000 crores building for his wife and 2 children. But building character and goodwill and motivate thousands and thousands of young children and make them mold them into great citizens of the world. That's what I call greatness. See, I believe that you cannot wait for somebody else to do it. I see, like today they were telling me this morning that TUMKUR has the highest tax rate in the whole country. And some citizens have given you exactly what I given it to them. Hey, you haven't given me any money. I said, yes, that's what I've given to them, no money. And they don't believe it. Because when we are a society where we have got a goddess of wealth, Lakshmi, we pray to wealth, pray to money. We are the only society in the world we pray for wealth. And we are the only society where we purchase a husband for our daughter by giving dowry. So it's become psychologically being ruled for 2,000 years, maybe I'd say 1,000 years, by all the Mohammedans who came from, and then the Britishers and the French, the Dutch, everybody could become adventurous, came to India to rule us. Okay? So anybody decided, today I'll get up and capture some part of India, they came in a boat and captured us. So when we got that kind of a mentality, it is very difficult to get rid of within 67 years. Okay? And it can be done only through people like you, who are the graduates, who are the blessings of Swamiji. You can spread that word that we are truly independent, people who respect our culture, respect our heritage, respect our country, and we're going to become number 1. This is what you have to instigate in your children. I have my party called Kannada Makkal Paksha. Why? They asked me, they all used to laugh at me. Kannada Makkal Paksha is like childish. I said, what do you call Karnataka state? They said, my mother state. So, you are children of Karnataka state. That's the mother. So, I am the party representing every single 6.2 crore Kannadigas, irrespective of their caste, religion, age, wealth, or whether they're female or male, or they're old or young. This is what it is. You don't preach, say that I'm secular. It's just like a guy who is drunk says I'm not drunk. So the guy who is not secular says he's not secular, he says I'm secular. Okay? So I believe that secularism should be based on your practice. Okay? Not on your preachings. So a simple thing. Okay? So for example, this election, with MP election, I'm still considering running for election, MP. The reason I'm trying to think of running election because I look at the candidates who are running there. One person requires 2 people to push him and 2 people to hold him to walk. How can he represent us? When he can't stand on his feet, how could he make us stand? Okay, I'm not critical about somebody's physical things, but I always believe that you got to know, time comes when you should learn to let go. You cannot, even in the old days, the Maharajas, when they became 60 years old, they used to get remarried and move to Vanvas or move to prayer and let their children take over. Because new generation require new ideas, new frontier to conquer and new administration. You cannot just say, I want to tell, even from my grave, if you, I want to be elected, you know. You can't do that. And then I find the other people, father and son, and the other person, all he did was a liquor business in the district. I said, I can't let go of my 15, 16 lakh people in Bidar district and another 4 lakh, maybe 19, 20 lakh people in the hands of people who don't care. I don't know if they'll win or not, but I'll put up a fight. Because this is what the attitude we should have. We should have attitude willing to sacrifice personally for the well-being of the others. This is important. Okay, it's not going to give me anything because I don't take bribes. I don't ask for transfers. I put in a discipline when I got elected as MLA. I said, this is a Lakshman Rekha. Whatever I've done before this, I will not question you, I told the officers. But that is between you and your conscience and your God. But whatever you do after this, in terms of corruption or not doing your proper work, is between you and me. No God would save you. So things are going good now. It's become practically corruptionless constituency. It can be done. Same people who are corrupt for long are doing it now. For example, Mr. Ramagowda, he switched to chief engineer in BBMP. Finances were good. Now he is retired. He told me 9 years. Now it's a bankrupt system. Because I think we should send him back to BBMP to make it for good financially, you know. Because that's because of the training he received under Swamiji. Okay. Whatever you do, you know, the practical things make you take money and things, but there is a little bird Swamiji puts in all our heart and all our conscience, keeps telling you, don't do bad things. You're doing bad thing. Conscience tells us. That's the greatness of Swamiji. Okay. He's put in each one of us a little bird. When he graduates from here, he puts up with that little bird in our heart. Says, go now. So anytime we try to do something bad, we think of Swamiji. Okay, that conscience tells us. So that's the greatness. I'll tell you another thing. This budget, yeah, I don't know how many people of you know about it, but Article 47 of the Constitution of India says that it prohibits consumption of alcohol and any drugs, narcotic drugs, and states should do everything to stop it. Okay, is what they say. But then I look at the budget this time. I told the Chief Minister, I'm extremely disappointed. Though my friendship with you will be bondless and will be forever. Okay, irrespective of what your policies are, our friendship is separate from the policies. Okay, my family is separate from my business. Okay, so I said to him that 14% of your budget comes from tax on alcohol. 14% of the budget comes from 14,000 crores. Collection is through alcohol. And every year they keep increasing 10%. And look at the irony of it. If the excise inspector or the shop doesn't meet the quota, every month they set quota, they're given a show cause notice. And they're fined. Asked him, so if the guy doesn't sell enough liquor to make our people drunk and become alcoholic, you're fining them. What are you doing about people who don't give our people water to drink on time? How come he doesn't get a show cause notice? How come the guy who doesn't give proper education to our children doesn't get a show cause notice? How come the person who doesn't give proper medical services doesn't get a show cause notice? But if he doesn't sell enough liquor, you give them show cause notice? This is amazing to me. I told him, if you want to collect money to all these so-called social programs, which is, in my opinion, is all been eaten away by the politicians and bureaucrats. I said, the Constitution 47 says that if prohibit the drinking of liquor, also narcotic drugs. Since you're already doing half of it selling the liquor, why don't you sell cocaine too? You'll make more money. So become the cocaine capital of the world. Sell it. So this is ridiculous. And I think nobody's questioning this because they all think that they're happy with getting their transfers, get some luncha for the transfers, some money. They're all happy getting some roads done, they get their commission cuts out of it. They're not looking at how we are destroying, because there are two types of infrastructure here. One is your physical infrastructure like roads, water, electricity, medical facilities and things like that, colleges. Others is your social infrastructure, human infrastructure. So we are destroying the human infrastructure by what are we doing? We say we give free rice. Okay, 1 rupee rice is free rice. We give you now a free house. We give you free water. We give you free power. We give you free medical. Okay, oh wait a sec, let's give you free jobs too. In other words, we'll create this Mahatma Gandhi, that rural employment scheme. We'll give you 100 days of work at 174 rupees a day, whether you work or not. So PDOs, which is a Panchayat Development Officer, will go and meet a family, a husband and wife. They'll get both of them a bank account. And they'll say, look, husband can keep his money, but your money of what are you getting, like 17,500 rupees, you give it to me. This is what is happening, and no work is done. I said to the legislature in the assembly, I said to my officers, I called, I said, look, I find panchayats houses are all depleted. The schools, Anganwadis, they're storing their food grain for the children in the toilet. And toilets have not been cleaned properly for 100 years, you know. Okay. So I said, why can't we use this labor force which we are paying from the public money to clean up to self-help groups, like to paint the school buildings, paint the hospitals, clean them up, cut the vegetation and make pathways, because we are already spending crores and crores and lakhs of crores of money, something like 2 lakhs something on this so-called rural employment scheme. Why can't we do it? You know, answer they said, the law doesn't allow you to do it. I asked, are you telling me the law doesn't allow you to do it, do self-help, to paint your schools, to paint your hospitals, your Anganwadi buildings where children are, that's the future of the children? Then I said to the Chief Minister, what are you doing? You're saying that you want to give them laptops to everybody. Hey, what will they do with the laptop? When you're not giving them slate and a chalk to the children to write and learn, if they don't know how to read and write, like 53% of the people in my constituency can't write their name. Forget about reading and writing, can't write their name. 52.8 to be precise. So I said, when you're not giving slate and chalk to read and write, why are you giving computers? Only thing they'll do is they'll sell the computer for 15,000 rupees and drink or party. If they don't sell it, they'll use it like some of our assembly members were using watching porno. So either way, it's bad for my children. So why are we doing this? Instead of that money could be spent in, because I'm taught that the foundation is required to be strongest to build a strong building. What is the foundation of our society, our children? Anganwadis, the people who are from kindergarten onwards. If you're going to expose them to the filth, dirt of the society and hunger, I saw the food they're giving. It had worms, full of worms. Rejected food they're sending to our children. I can't understand how anybody have a conscience, any businessman would have conscience to feed children worms. For me, every child is my child, you know. Every child, I love every child. I have no discrimination between my children or any children, because child is the true prasad of God to us. I don't believe in getting prasad in the temple, church or mosque. But for me, the real prasad is when a child is born. Because child makes husband and wife parents, and makes parents grandparents, makes in a lot of uncles, aunts and brothers, sisters, etc. It's a wonderful feeling to have a child. So if we're going to expose those children to that kind of, subject them to that kind of misery right when they are born, what are we doing with the society? And look at the statistics of drinking. Bidar has 15.5 lakh population. Out of that, something like 8 lakhs are people under 19 years of age. 5.7 lakhs are under the age of 6. I got all the statistics. I did an entire detailed report, unfortunately didn't bring it. Then 7.6 lakh people are above 19 years old. So what is the quota for Bidar for drinking alcohol? Quota, they'll be given show cause notice and punished. It is 97,260 boxes. That comes to approximately 1,52,000 bottles of 180 millimeter liquor every single day. A population, adult population of 7.5 lakhs has to consume 1.56 lakhs of liquor of 180 millimeter. 180 millimeter means, I don't know how many of you drink, like 30 is small, 60 is large. So including drinking 3 large drinks of 1,56,000 every single day, including Saturday, Sunday, holiday, Hanuman Jayanti, Ram Jayanti, Ganesh Jayanti, Christmas, Diwali, any single day, they have to consume that. If they are not consumed, the officers are given show cause notice. They are suspended. Is this the system we are doing? I think I request Swamiji to bring all of bureaucrats, especially the IAS officers, and keep them here for 1 year, and teach them the morality, what is required. Create some consciousness in them. Because I'm very angry. I'm angry because sometimes I feel very frustrated. But then I think our Mahatma Gandhi, it took him 40 some years of struggling, starving, walking, fasting, okay, to get independence. So what am I? Nothing. So it's taken me 19 years now to do project, but I will not give up. They don't understanding. Someday or the other, some of my enemies will have to die. Then I'll do my project. So it's not going to stop me from doing it because God is with me, because I already died and come back. So I know that I have no fear. I know that, if I die and go back, there's fantastic world waiting for me. So when you have that kind of a commitment, I look at Swamiji, when you opened your college here, okay, in 63, he was probably 58. 58 years old. Those days, 55 years was the retirement age. So he should have already retired. But he's starting a new institute college when he's 58 years old. So this is what I want people to think. Some of you saying that you graduated in 63 and some are saying, much older, etc. But I feel that I'm still young. I'm 64. I think I'm just starting my business life. Because technology changes every day. New ideas come, new exciting things come. You want to be part of that. When I look at a company like WhatsApp, consisting of 55 people, okay, started only a year and a half back, being sold for $19 billion. What does that say? That says that the people are willing to pay for your brain power. And what do this engineering college teach us? It cultivates our brain. It waters our brain, fertilizes our brain, and makes us intelligent people. I hope some of you will be able to get another $19 billion purchase of your company. I'll be the happiest person, because that would give credit to Swamiji and this institute. And look at our Professor Doctors up there. And he was my professor in Surathkal, okay. And he came to this college when he was in 4th standard, okay. He's now you're 82, right, sir? 82 years old. Now he's 82 years old. When 4th standard means he was about 9 years old that time. So he's 73 years is associated with this institute. He graduated from here, went and taught in the outside world, then came back to teach again here and dedicate his life here. So this is the speciality about this institute. It's like a magnet. It's a magnet for gathering of good people. Okay, this is what the greatness about this institute is. And also I believe in doing whatever you do the best. For example, I built the road, I built the best road in the country. And people used to ask me how much it's going to cost. I say, I don't know. Because if I start thinking cost and try to work backwards, I'll get nervous. Better for me not to worry about the cost. Then I did a film called Prasad, won a Berlin Film Festival Award, won the best film in Karnataka last year, okay, as the best actor, best film, best director, best child artist. Because if you really want to protect Kannada, create better quality work. Don't protect it by saying that, oh, we're not going to allow dubbing. This is like Doordarshan of the old days. They won't allow no other TV channels. But now when they allowed other TV channels, now Doordarshan is better than most of the other channels, getting better programs. So I always believe that you should be willing to fight but based on quality and performance, not fight based on monopoly, Then I thought the film industry is so bad in Kannada. I started this celebrity cricket league, and everybody laughed at us because Kannada film industry nobody respected. Because the first day when we went to the first match we had with Mumbai Heroes, and all Salman Khan and all these people coming, our heroes are kind of hiding behind, going. I used to say, don't worry, come on. You are a hero, they are a hero too. So it's just a question of which language or what following you have. I encourage them. And they didn't want to play first match. They're so nervous. How can we play against them? How could I bowl if he gets hurt? What happens? I said, what happened? Nothing happens. You're playing for the Karnataka team. Now we came 4 times in the finals. We won 2 finals. And now everybody respects Karnataka industry, film industry. This is what is required for us to do, achieve what you can achieve. There's no guarantee that you'll do the best. But I believe that you try your best, try to do the best you can, and don't worry about who says what. So many articles write about me. They called me Saddam Hussein. Hey, Saddam Hussein also had some goodness in him. I'm sure his mother loved him. Okay. So they called me Bin Laden, they called me all kinds of names. It doesn't bother me anything because only person's opinion counts is my mother's and my wife and children's. That's all the opinion we should worry about. So I wanted to go into the world and make Swamiji proud. Okay, because you're already there in the world, but I wanted to continue to do, and also I think you should start a fund, because one of the things Swamiji is always worried about, talk to me, is what happens to children when he goes into Linga. He's already talked to me about it. And I try to dedicate 2 buildings, or no, actually 3 buildings to be built, and the rent should be come to him, but I have not got approval from the state government. Even for a good cause like this, I have not got, that is opposed by some of the politicians, because I wanted to build 3 buildings, rent them out, because if you give money, money will disappear. But if you have continuous rent coming to take care of it every month with the international companies, there's stability. It's like getting a pension, you know. So 3 buildings I proposed to be built on a TUMKUR Road interchange, dedicated to the Swamiji, and the income could be used for taking care of the children. I have not got approval yet. What do you do? Why? When Swamiji was the first one to give me his land for my project, he had something like, I forget now, 7 acres. Yeah, 7 acres, I think. First person to give me the land. To give that, it was 7 lakhs an acre that time cost, 49 lakhs or something, or 50 some lakhs. To give that money, KIDB is asking Swamiji for a bribe to release the check. Can you imagine the cruelty of humanity? I think my dogs and my bull and my tigers, my elephants are much better than these human beings, you know. Okay. So, or my parrots, at least they call me Papa. Every time they see me, they call me Pap. Okay. So then what I told Swamiji, please don't Swamiji do that. I took my personal check and gave it to Swamiji, came and gave for that money. I have not been paid back the money yet. This was done in 2004. It's 10 years. KIDB has not paid me that money yet. That shows the cruelty of our government. They talk about social causes. They talk about all kinds of things we are doing. But in practically, our government, I think half of them should be abolished. The less government you have, less corruption happens. And let the citizens have the rights to administer, like cities, etc. They are like what we are doing in our project is every child, whether it is my driver's child or my child, gets free education. Same class, because God has not given my children more brain than my driver's child. We don't know, because he might be the future Einstein or Vishwasharya. So this is what I believe in. Free education to every child we are trying to do in our project. So irrespective of, as long as they live within our project area, these are the things we are trying to administer, we are trying to do. But even that they are not giving me permission. They hold you because they say, no, you are given, you know, first SM Krishna would say, oh, how much money did you give Dev Gowda and J.H. Patel? I said, nothing. Then next Dharam Singh would say, how much did you give SM Krishna? I said, nothing. Then Kumar Seven, one thing I must say though, I'd say openly, Kumar Seven never asked me for money. Yeah? Never ever. Contrary to what people say, he has never asked me for money. Okay. I might have political differences and business differences, but I had to pay them. So the next one comes, he asks, oh, how much did Kumar Seven take the money? This is continuously an officer. Forget about just chief minister, the ministers, how about them? And now they're creating stories saying that I took this black big van, like black painted van, jet black van with black commandos, with guns, etc. Put 100 crores in it and took it to Yadurappa's farm somewhere in Shimoga. I think these guys are either smoking hashish or they're really born crazy, you know. I can't understand this kind of a thinking. Why would I, putting my own money to create a project, pay somebody to get it done? Would you? Why would I? If I'm doing government money jobs, yes, I could, making profit, I could give to them. So this system, and the only way this will change is if you're going to voice your voice, instead of just sitting there like what happened in TUMKUR. 3 people came, no, sir? Who told me? 3 people came, right? 3 people came. So you start fighting for your rights now. Some of you must have retired now, from business or from profession. Start fighting for rights. Keep yourself busy. And I thank you for having me here. I talked a little bit more than I should, but I think it's a wonderful experience especially to address to such an intellectual group. You're what makes India proud. Okay, you're the backbone of India. Okay, because having such good education and background and professions, businesses and things like that, and moreover, having Swamiji, he's a crown, like Queen Elizabeth might have her Kohinoor diamond crown, but we have Swamiji as our crown. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Ashok Keni. I'm sure all of you got an opportunity to know about his multifarious personality. Sir, I thank you for your inspirational, motivational address to all our gathering. May I now humbly request His Holiness Sri Siddhalinga Mahaswamigalu to honor and bless our guest, Mr. Ashok Keni.
We have received a message from our Governor, His Excellency H.R. Bharadwaj. The message: I am happy to learn that Siddhaganga Institute of Technology, a prestigious technical institute established in 1963 under Sri Siddhaganga Education Society, has completed 50 years of its glorious existence and illustrious services in catering quality technical education, and is celebrating its Golden Jubilee during March 2014. And its alumni spread across several countries are also organizing Golden Alumni Meet as part of this mega event, and a commemorative souvenir is also being brought out during the function. I send my felicitations and best wishes to the management, teaching faculty, non-teaching staff members, alumni editorial team, and all the students of the Institute of this happy occasion. Regard, H.R. Bharadwaj. Thank you.
Yes, because of his urgent commitment, Mr. Ashok Keni is leaving the occasion, and we thank Mr. Ashok Keni on behalf of all the gathering. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your gracious presence. We have with us today Dr. S. Christopher, outstanding scientist and director, Center of Airborne Systems, DRDO, Bangalore. He has consented to be our chief guest today. Now, our GJGAM Executive Chairman, Dr. Sojan Lal, will introduce him to the gathering. Please welcome Dr. Sojan Lal.
Good afternoon to everyone. Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, alumnus of SIT, their families, ladies and gentlemen. I am extremely happy on today. We are privileged to be present and to witness this Golden Jubilee Global Alumni Meet on today. The dream of many SITians have come true. This will be a start of many initiatives. Just now, recently, you listened to many of the corporate social responsibilities which we are looking forward. Some of the alumni student knowledge exchange program where which we will be able to transfer our knowledge to the next generation, networking between among us, and further the development of opportunities of many of the alumni. All under one umbrella, we are all SITians. And our objective is to take SIT further into more and more heights. We shall be forming many SIT alumni chapters in the afternoon session after the lunch. Please do not miss. Respecting the time, let me introduce Dr. S. Christopher now to you, because I also request all the remaining so that we will be able to catch up with the timings. Dr. S. Christopher, distinguished scientist and the program director of AEWNC and the director of SCAVS. He obtained his BE honors in electronics and communication engineering from the University of Madras and MTech in microwaves and radiant energy from IIT Kharagpur. He joined IIT Madras as project associate in 1980 and carried out research in microwave antenna design and near-field measurement techniques. He obtained PhD in antenna and measurement techniques from IIT Madras. Dr. S. Christopher worked for Messrs. Bharat Electronics Ghaziabad from 1985 to 88 as senior engineer. He joined LRD in the year 1988 as Scientist D and worked in many projects. Dr. Christopher was the program director for development of the Marine Patrol, Airborne Radar and Supervision 2000 for the Indian Navy. Dr. Christopher joined the Center for Airborne Systems as Scientist G in June 2004, assumed charge as program director. Dr. Christopher was appointed director of CAPS in addition to his responsibility as the program director in January 2007. Now, he has elevated to the rank of distinguished scientist since July 2012. Dr. Christopher is a fellow of the Indian National Academy of Engineers and many other bodies. He is a member of SE, IEEE. He is a recipient of many awards. Sir, he has published more than 70 publications. Sir, we welcome you. Thank you.
Well, that was a highly informative introduction. Dr. Sojan, I thank you for that wonderful job. May I humbly request Dr. Christopher to address the gathering. Please put your hands together for Dr. Christopher.
His Holiness Swamiji, dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It was a holiday. A girl child along with the mother goes to a church, and the mother is trying to educate the child about the various depictions drawn on the window pane, that is drawings or the paintings. One such a painting they stop. At that point, the mother explains, these are all our forefathers, are the first mother and father, and they are Adam and Eve, and God has created them. The child immediately asks, maybe like an intelligent child from SIT, Mother, how can God create the human being as a big, full-blown person? Where is the baby Adam? But the mother says, no, God has got all the capability, you cannot question that, and they both come back to the home. And the father, of course, is at home. He's a multitasking person. He sits in front of the TV, one side paper, other side a cup of coffee, and of course a laptop in the lap, plenty of files. The child immediately runs to the father and is asking, Father, where from we came? Then the father says, no, are you not seeing? I'm very busy. Come later. The child goes off. Definitely the father feels bad. After some time he goes and asks her, what is that you want? Then again the child repeats the same question, where from we came? The father starts with the Darwin's theory, finally lands up in saying that we came from monkeys. End of the day, the child is gone to the sleep or the bed, and of course not getting the sleep, and obviously it is opening his eyes and closing it. The mother went and asked her, "Why are you not sleeping?" Then the child is telling, "I just have only one doubt. Can you please explain, then I'll immediately go off to sleep." Then the mother is asking, "Okay, tell me, what is the question?" "Mother, in the morning, you said that we came from Adam and Eve, and father said we came from monkeys, which is true." The mother for a moment was not able to say anything. After a while she said, No, he talked about his descendants and I talked about my descendants." I hope you understand. The mother was telling indirectly the father's family is monkeys and my family is human beings. Irrespective of that, we are the first teacher for any of our human beings, any of our children. We being the first teacher, we should know what to tell, how to tell, because we are molding them right at the young age, and that is going to go in a long way. Let me get down to the best student. Like for instance, our country has produced several students, including Ramanujam. He lived for a short while, maybe for about 33 years. Within that period, amazing, he had a passion for mathematics, when most of the even engineering student hate to get into the details of the discrete mathematics. He amazed many people, including his own teacher. So his professor was very proud of this youngster, and ultimately the number 1729 was an amazing number for which he got a lot of applause. What he left for the community, particularly Indians, a big zero. That does not mean nil. He gave a wealth of explanation on zero, and that is what is used for the community as a human, internationally everywhere. The next is, in case you have got a lot of inputs from various places, including from institutions, what we should do? We should pass it on. One of our example, none other than Bharat Ratna Sir C.V. Vishwerashraya. He was exemplary in his activities. He had only a licentiate in civil engineering. However, he served in Bombay, he served in Hyderabad, later he served in Mysore. In all the cases, he really made even the Europeans, particularly English people, to feel uncomfortable with his beautiful knowledge. All within us, and we as an Indian should be proud of him. He never left his knowledge and never left everything for himself. His straightforwardness is quoted in several examples. One such incident, his own relative went to him and asked for a job. Then he said, "No, I will not be able to get you any job within the government." However, being a relative, he constantly paid at the rate of rupees 100 in those days on a monthly basis. Similar to that other instance, one of his very close friend fell ill and he would like to take the opportunity of staying in the guest house in Bangalore. He never allowed it free, but indeed he paid for the entire period he stayed in that guest house, whatever the fee from his pocket. That's the straightforwardness that he taught. In addition to that, he never left anything unturned. He has several institutions, educational institutions. He is the root cause for it. When we say pass it on, the knowledge or the information, the benefit that we get from various institutions, a story goes like this. A family stranded in the main highway. There is no petrol, and also food got exhausted after some time. In a very highway, when he is trying to stop several cars, there is obviously fear of dichotomy or a stopping or some sort of robbery. Nobody stopped. After some time they exhausted and the family started sitting in the road. All of a sudden they found one car stopped and the person came back. They were surprised. They were not even asking for a lift. But the gentleman came and then he gave food for them. He gave petrol for their car and they could start going. While they were about to start, the man asked, the person who was suffering asked, "What can I do for you? Can you please give your address?" He said, "No way, don't bother about it. Pass it on." The word he said, "pass it on." Afterwards, this family started going, as they travel along, obviously enough, there were several other incidences where there were several people asking for some sort of a lift or some sort of a help. These people never stopped because they were fear of themselves getting again stranded once again, maybe not having the fuel, maybe not having the food. See, they rushed to their destination as fast as possible. As they go along, they kept thinking about the word pass it on. After a while, they found out the car which stopped for them and supported them was standing. And the gentleman, somebody who was in that car, was trying to ask for help. The moment they saw the car which was otherwise helped them, they immediately stopped and came back and tried to help. By the time the car is not found, all that it is told is, the God, when He gives you, expects you to pass it on. You may or may not be able to pass it on to your own same teacher who probably groomed you, probably brought you into this world, probably made important. However, you can pass it on in various ways. That is what is the duty of a good student. Next is humbleness, humility. In case we look at Einstein, even Einstein once, it was told that he indeed said to the carpenter, you please make a hole for my cat to go, because when the rats are there, it is making lot of noise, opening the door and making lot of noise. But he also added, there is a small cat as well as a big cat. You make a big hole for a big cat and small hole for a big cat, small cat. Unfortunately or fortunately, maybe intelligent carpenter thought over it, and ultimately he made a single hole. And of course, to satisfy Einstein, he also kept a small hole. But he kept asking Einstein, why you need two holes? But he said, look, there's for a big one for a big cat, small one for a small cat. Ultimately, Einstein noticed very often both the carpenter's view as well as the cats themselves always used the big hole but never used through the small hole. All that it means is, even the Nobel laureate and an Einstein-like person can probably slip at times. But the humility is, he should admit, he indeed said, relatively speaking, carpenter and the cat had better understanding of this concept. That means a relativity. That's the humility that he had. Later, one of the instances, one elderly person was walking in the beach, and he saw in a far distance a small boy is trying to pick something and throwing into the sea. Without knowing and become curious on that aspect, the man started walking close to the boy, because it's the evening, it was not very clear. As he went closer and closer, the man could see the boy really picks up something like a stone and throwing into the sea. After a while, he went close to the boy and then asked him, what you are doing? Then boy, after some time, reservedly asked, are you not seeing what I'm doing? Again, the man became very curious, went close to him and ultimately asked him, what you are doing? I am throwing this shells back because it has got life in it. Oysters are there. If you are leaving it outside the sea, after some time they will die. However, this man was not understanding. Though he is an intelligent person, he asked, look, boy, there are millions of oysters are outside. What you can do, you as a single individual, may be able to throw few of them, but not all of them. The boy continued, and later he said, sir, this is a life and death as far as that particular oyster is concerned. So the message is, even if you can do for some people, limited people within your limited capacity, please do it. What we learned from Ashokini, whatever we should do, irrespective of the mass, irrespective of the support, once we are convinced, we must do. And the learning is forever, and we must keep this in mind. I once again take this opportunity to thank the organizations for calling me here, and it's a homecoming for me, and wish them many more success like this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. May I request His Holiness Sri Siddhalinga Swamigalu to honor Dr. Christophers. announcement to be made. Some of the alumni are showing a lot of interest to contribute for the construction of convention center. May I request who are all interested voluntarily to come forward and announce their contributions. Please do come. Who all want to donate for this noble cause, may I request them to come on the stage and announce their donations.
Dear alumni, I am Ramegowda, 1967 alumni. I am a retired officer. I am going to contribute my 3 months pension salary of rupees 1,01,001 rupees. This is the first installment. I am going to contribute further. I am assure you that during construction, from the date of starting of the work till its finish, I am going to contribute every year 1 month pension salary. I am going to hand over this check to the President of the Alumni Association, the principal of this college. Rupees 1,01,001 rupees.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, give a huge round of applause for Mr. Ramegowda. In fact, we are waiting many more such ATMs to come forward and donate for this noble cause. We have today Mr. Muthaya, Managing Director, Chettinad Group, Chennai. He has consented to be our guest of honor. May I request Mr. Surendra Shah to introduce our guest to the gathering.
Good afternoon. With reverent pranams at the lotus feet of respected Dr. Sri Sri Swamiji and pranams at the holy feet of Sri Sri Siddhalinga Swamiji, dignitaries on the dais, friends from the media, alumni of this great college, ladies and gentlemen, I take great pleasure in introducing my classmate, Mr. M.R. Muthaya, known to me as Ayyappan. Hailing from a great illustrious industrialist Chettinad family, known for his philanthropy and magnanimity, Mr. Muthaya evolved as a dynamic industrialist with varied exposure to the field of education, healthcare, manufacturing, logistics, real estate, and various other industrial sectors post his management education. Being a proactive planner and an expert in managing all facets of business, especially in strategic planning and project management, he has established several new organizations. The Chettinad turnover today has touched a landmark figure of 5,000 crores. Friends, Muthaya has been a student of this college from 1988 to 1992 in the mechanical department. He is married to Geeta, who had her education in the US, and they are blessed with 3 children. He is the managing director in all the group companies of Chettinad. He also runs an engineering college. Friends, we should think about it and ponder over it. A student of our college now runs an engineering college by the name Chettinad College of Engineering and Technology in Karur, Tamil Nadu. He has held many eminent positions. To name a very few, he is a past president of Rotary Madras East. He is a National Council member of Confederation of Indian Industry, National Executive Committee member of Federation of Industrial Chamber of Commerce and Industry, All India. He is a former Executive Committee member of Bharati Vidya Bhavan and a host of many other industrial and other associations like Madras Race Club, Airport Advisory Committee, South India Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and others. As a respected leader, He has built highly motivated management teams focused on achieving revenue goals. Versatile and tenacious, he is a strategic planner with full control on crisis management. He has gained expertise and experience in managing entire business operation, encouraging new setups and supply chain management, budgeting, resource development, cost reduction, systems implementation, personnel management, liaising with government agencies and general administration. His dynamic, positive, goal-oriented professionalism and an enterprising entrepreneurial outlook has made him successful in several endeavors. I am also very happy to announce today that my friend Mr. Ayyappan would like to donate rupees 3 lakhs for this alumni meet. I request Reverend Swamiji and our respected director sir, along with the principal and president of SITA, to collect the same from Mr. Muttaya. Thank you, Mr. Muttaya. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, I present to you Mr. Ayyappan alias MAMR Muttaya from the Chettinad family. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shaw. We have an alumni from 1965 batch. He has some donations to be made. Sir, please, can I come and
Friends, I am an alumni of this institution, Professor Veerappa Reddy by name. I retired from Bangalore University Civil Engineering Department. I studied here between 65 and 70. I was a rank student. I can never forget this institution, my teachers, Swamiji, and the environment in which we have grown. I can never forget that the institution has supported me so much in my life. I was a student in free hostel, Siddharamana hostel for 2 years, and then college hostel. So this is an environment in which I have grown, and I served to the best possible ability of mine. Now I present this 30,000 rupees check for Alumni Association.
May I request His Holiness Siddhalinga Swamigalu to felicitate our alumni, Mr. Muttaya. Thank you. We have another guest of honor today, S.V.K. Vasudev Rao, Managing Director, Narayanpur Power Company Private Limited, Bangalore. He has consented to be our guest of honor today. Mr. Shiv Prasad will introduce the guest to you.
Dear friends, it is my privilege to introduce Sri Y.S.V.K. Vasudev Rao, our guest of honor for today's function. Having paid the pleasure of meeting him, I can tell you from my personal experience that he is very kind, generous man gifted with a sparkling wit. Sri Y.S.V.K. Vasudev Rao was born on 25/11/1947 in an agricultural family in village Kanamuru, Gudavida Taluk, Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh. He completed his primary education in his native. Unfortunately, he lost his father at the age of 2 and his mother at the age of 10. His parents left him with 7 acres of agricultural land which was his only source of income. During 1965, he joined SIT Tumkur and pursued his engineering in electrical power. Though he laughs about his experience in SIT, Sri YSVK Vasudeva Rao claims that he had difficulty in knowing the complex concept of electrical engineering. He took 8 years to complete the engineering course. By that time, he came to final year. Some of his very classmates became lecturers for him. One of them was our Professor Shashi Kumar. He married to Srimati Janata Rani in 1970 when he was studying in third year of engineering. He did not attend the college that year. When many of his lecturers were bachelors, he was married. However, he says that out of everything he learned from SIT, what really stood out was the slogan, "Work is worship, Kayakave Kailasa." This was the quote that influenced him deeply. After completing engineering, Andhra Pradesh Electricity Board offered him a government job, but he refused that offer. He was always influenced by his uncle, who was a contractor and wants to be a contractor. He is the proprietor of Vasu Constructions of Company, formed in 1979 at Shaktinagar, Raichur, for executing civil, mechanical and electrical works pertaining to the Unit 1 and 4 in the Raichur Thermal Power Project. Vasu Constructions also carried out operations and maintenance works at Raichur Thermal Power Station for 15 years. He is also an agriculturist himself, hailing from an agricultural family. He owns extensive lands, farms in Mahbubnagar district of Andhra Pradesh, Raichur and Bangalore district of Karnataka. He is the chairman and managing director of Mr. Narayan Power Company Private Limited, and with his vast experience in project implementation as a contractor, all civil, mechanical and electrical erections works of stage 1 and stage 2 with a capacity of 6.6 megawatt and 7.2 megawatt respectively in Somanamuradi hydro power projects were carried out under his direct supervision and successfully completed is commissioned during the plants. He would be surprised to know that a man is so successful is also very humble and kind-hearted. Adding on to his list of likable virtues, Sri YSKV Vasudeva Rao is also a philanthropist and takes pleasure in helping others. Sri YSVK Vasudeva Rao has started a trust in the name of his better off, namely Janata Rani Trust, at his age of 60 years, giving donation to schools, colleges and to the poor and meritorious students from Raichur, Gulbarga, Koppal, Bellary, Davangere and other cities. He is also distributing every year 200 to 300 sewing machines to the poor and needy women and old age pensions every month MO to the poorest of the poor. He is distributing 1 lakh notebooks, dresses to the primary schools. He is involved in giving donation to schools at Gautam Education Trust, Shakti Nagar, and Kamavari Sangha Kampli. At present, his trust is spending around rupees 2.5 crores per year for various social activities. He has adopted a number of villages in Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh and is looking after all the needs of the people. Well, dear friends, I have told you the story of a powerful leader, a man who was a villager, an orphan, who claims that he would mess up connecting a circuit in the electrical engineering laboratory. But today, he is an absolute genius in the field of electrical engineering and he is producing electricity. He is a great leader and given employment for thousands of people. He is awarded as the Outstanding Industrialist and Professional Awards from JCI India. He is the firm example that if we work hard and have the belief in yourself, nothing can stop success from falling at your feet. Now, Sri YSVK Vasudeva Rao has settled in Bangalore, Manyata Tech Park with his wife and son Sri A. Shrikar and daughter-in-law and 2 grandchildren. He is enjoying his life peacefully. Let me call Knight Shining Arm himself so he can inspire you. Now, we request our Alumni Association people to honor the Mr. YSVK Vasudeva Rao.
Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, today amongst us, we have some of our pioneers. These alumni are the ones who have joined the college in 1963. So may I request all the alumni who have joined the college in 1963 to please come on stage. It is Sri A.P. Naidu, Sri B.L. Sadashivaya, Sri H.N. Kumarappa, Sri T.S. Krishnamurthy, Sri B.K.N. Pillai, and Sri Srinivas Rao. In case there is anyone else who's from 1963 batch and who's arrived late to this function, you are please requested to come on stage. Thank you.
Head of the Department of Instrumentation Technology has announced 1 lakh donation to our convention center. Please give me a huge round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Dear friends, our guest YSVK Vasudeva Rao has announced 7 lakhs rupees for the alumni building. Please give a big applause for him. He has already paid 18 lakhs for the last year, and this year he pays 7 lakhs to our Alumni Association. So it becomes 25 lakhs for the Alumni Association fund. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Guru Prasad, 1972 Civil Engineering branch, 92